A huge deep dive, guys. Dan Wooton is being brutally exposed by Byline. They've come out with a huge investigation and what they have revealed, guys. And one thing that I would like to say is that this is the first part of a 3-year special investigation that Bylines have done. I will also link this article in the bio below. It's about to get very messy. Hey guys, it's Murad Murali. Hopefully you guys are all doing well today. Back at again with another video. If you have not subscribed, click that button, guys. It is daily and consistent content. I would really appreciate it. Click that button and subscribe for fresh content 365 days of the year. Unrelated, but I am doing a Love Island finale event for those who do watch the show and would like to watch the finale with me. Tickets are in the link in the bio below. 50% of the proceeds are going to a charity as well that support especially young women and girls who experience significant sexual abuse and domestic abuse and trying to find places to survive, things they have to do to survive, and a message that I want to really stand behind. So definitely, if you guys would like to come, I would appreciate it. The link is in the bio below. Food is included, drinks included, and we can watch the finale together, and the location will be revealed a week before the event. Now let's get into this, what Bylines is basically reporting on. GB News presenter and Mail Online columnist Dan Wooton hid behind a fake online identity to trick and bribe scores of men into revealing compromising material, Byline Times can reveal, in the first part of a 3-year investigation. Bylines have extensive evidence to show that between June 2008 and 2018, Wooton, who is gay, posed as a fictitious show business agent called Martin Branning to offer sums of up to $30,000 tax-free to his targets, many of whom were heterosexual men. Amongst them are very senior executive at Rupert Murdoch's News UK, alongside at least 6 other staff at the Sun newspaper, one with close links to UK CEO Rebecca Brooks. 2 of the targets made criminal complaints to Scotland Yard without knowing the real identity of their tormentor, with detectives aware of the activities of Branning, whose name evidently comes from EastEnders. Our journalists handed a 28-page dossier of evidence to the Metropolitan Police for investigation on the 20th of June 2023. However, last week, criminal claims started to emerge on social media, with the post rapidly attracting more than 18 million views, causing Wooton to trend on Twitter for several days. As a result, this newspaper is today publishing some details of our findings, and we have identified 5 co-conspirators along with rep groups of around a dozen victims. However, sources suggest the true figures actually extend to many, many more. Wow, guys, this is actually a lot. So trigger warning. Byline Times knows the name of those involved, but in order to protect the victims and of course the justice, it will not be revealing them publicly. Whew. This is a lot, guys. This Byline stuff is huge. Byline Times evidence extends to an account of admissions Dan Wooton made to a trusted former colleague and friend, in which during his many moments of crisis, he revealed his fears of being exposed as Martin Branning and the prospect of a pile of victims. One victim, who was married with children, told this newspaper that he was left in shock to receive a text from Branning offering him £10,000 tax-free in return for private work and to pose nude, adding that it felt like blackmail or entrapment. A second victim told Byline Times that Branning had sent him messages from untraceable numbers day and night, offering sums up to $30,000 in return for sexually compromising pictures and that sort of thing. This victim said he had uncovered a pattern of men who had worked with Wooton being harassed with unsolicited, malicious communication. I'm not surprised by this, guys. It happens a lot for those who are vulnerable young sex workers. It was all pretty much always the same thing. 20 to 30,000 for naked photos. Aren't you intrigued about who I am? This sort of stuff, he said, adding that it was driving him insane and ultimately provoked him to go to the police, who sent a detective to his home to take a statement. A third victim, a former junior colleague who has indicated that he is willing to speak to the police, revealed how on several occasions he received disguised calls with offers of work with a sexual context, and said it was pretty obvious they were from Wooton. A fourth victim, another junior colleague, was contacted on Facebook by Wooton in 2009, posing as a blonde woman called Maria Joseph, who exchanged flirty messages before swapping images of an unconnected female face from reality TV in return for images of the colleague, who was heterosexual and today also married with children. Wow. Pretending to be somebody called Maria Joseph. The fourth victim said, I received a friend request from a girl called Maria. Immediately, she was very flirty, and having just come out of a messy breakup, I didn't have my wits. She soon started sending me nude pictures and swapped emails. Her number was a New Zealand number. As more pics came through, she started to request them from me, which I obviously obliged. Then she started to send ones she'd already sent, which she brushed off. At this point, I'm being super careful. I snoop around into her profile. Catfishing wasn't really a known thing back then. We had 5 friends in common on Facebook, Dan plus 4 others. When I clicked to the others, the only common link was Dan. Then a video came through of her having sex with a man. However, I recognized him as someone from a reality TV show, as he's a friend of a friend. This made me realize I know the identity of the girl was not legit at all. So with this, the New Zealand number, the sole common denominator, I was sure was that it was him. So I messaged Maria to say, "Hi Dan, interesting way to get dick pics." The next day, the profile was immediately gone. Whew. Bylines in the publishing today following a series of revelations made on Twitter by Wooton's former partner of 4 years, Alex Truby, in a thread of tweets which at the time was viewed by 15 million people. Mr. Truby said that Wooton gained unauthorized access to his social media accounts and emails, leading him to be suspect that he was being stalked. The intrusion became evident when Mr. Truby found his Gmail account was being accessed from an IP address at the News of the World office. And of course, I discussed this. There was a padlock behind the washing machine, an external hard drive, and containing secretly filmed videos, and different conversations, also posing as Martin Branning as well. So yeah, it's a lot, guys. Whew. So this is the first part of a 3-year investigation. Now, for those who initially did not believe the first person who came to speak out, he was the first one to say about found these clips behind the washing machine. And a lot of people were like, well, who looks behind a washing machine? That doesn't make any sense. It seems a bit, whatever. These are allegations. People were still very dubious about it. But not only did a second victim come out, but now there are more victims that the Byline have reported on and have done a 3-year investigation where multiple people are coming forward to say this person is disguising themselves as somebody else, not only then offering large amounts of money, continuously messaging, and then sending nudes of somebody else to try and get pictures of you as an individual and as a person. So you're also catfishing as well to try and get those nudes and using your power to try and do so. So there are multiple victims who have come out via this Byline, investigation. This is the first part. So I assume there's going to be a second part and a third part that are also going to be revealed as well. None of us expected the second victim to come out and say that, he was drugged and R-worded by Dan, which is a serious allegation as well. So if none of us expected that, what else could be coming? At this point, guys, there are at least 4 to 5 victims that we've discussed, alleged victims with their stories who've come out. So for everybody to now still be dubious or to defend Dan, to me, is very bizarre. I believe he's completely indefensible. You can't defend this person. The fact that he's even gone back to GB News clearly shows what GB News is like anyways as a corporation. Absolutely pathetic in my opinion to even have people like this who have significant amount of allegations against them. It is absolutely disgraceful and it is wild. If you don't believe these victims, imagine if they were your children. How would you then feel? If your child came forward and said that Dan did this to me, or, he was catfishing me, pretending to be a girl or a woman to try and, get explicit pictures, continuously offering large amounts of money, abusing your power and what you have to offer stuff and, manipulate and then drug them and R-word them. There are so many of those victims taking videos without people's consent and then selling them off. It is wild. The first alleged victim story, of the washing machine and finding the external hard drive of secret filming, it matches up to now these other 3 victims in the Byline investigation who are saying that they were catfished by him as well. The dots are there and they can be connected. And we know that if Philip Schofield was accused of anything like this, it would be significant anger. So I don't understand why it isn't for Dan. Now, granted, Philip is a lot more well known, so obviously there's going to be a disparity, but I just find it confusing when there are Dan defenders. It doesn't make any sense. If we park all of these victims into one corner and leave that there for a second, there have been multiple people who've come out who are in the limelight, who have been part of X Factor, multiple contestants who've come out to say that Dan has made them their lives hell. They've got emotional, they've cried, they said they've been bullied by him. So are they also victims as well from how they've been treated? And why hasn't that ever been treated with such significant attention? Because it should be. There are a large amount of people who've been inflicted by this. This conversation is very triggering. There are a lot of men out there who will abuse their power. 30,000 is not a lot for these men. So therefore they will use it, distract you, and they will come to you because they want to exploit you, because they can exploit you because of the environment that you are in, that they know you are in. They're not going to go to another rich man, wealthy man, somebody who's, in a very great, position of life, They're going to go to those who they can exploit, who they can dangle money and will make you do things that you should not be doing. Believe me, I know, we've all seen when it comes to me. So I think that this is very sad that this has taken place. Very sad that this has all happened in regards to these victims coming out. Significant amount of strength. It is not easy. It is not easy. Byline have said themselves that they have significant amount of evidence. The second victim said that this was a fact. He wrote that in words as a tweet, as a Twitter. Do you think anybody would come out and make a false allegation and say it is fact on purpose, knowing that they could face significant amount of defamation and libel coming their way? People wouldn't do that. They would not do that. So they wouldn't put themselves at that level of risk to make a fake allegation. I don't think somebody would do that. So, as hard as it is to come forward with such a story of being drugged and R-worded. So these people come forward and Byline saying that they have significant evidence railing from 2008 to 2018, 10 years spanning, and that this is the first part of a three-part investigation coming out. What else is coming out, guys? So, as the days have progressed, not only have more victims come out and the stories have gotten far worse, but this is clearly progressing in a very strong way. I don't understand why Dan is currently still on air reporting. It is very bizarre to me and confusing. Also, that other papers online are not reporting on this in any capacity. There are still 4 to 5 articles more than before, but it obviously is not surprising to me, and we're just going to keep it at that. Let me know your thoughts when it comes to this, guys. Subscribe to the channel, click that button. It is daily and consistent content. Subscribe, click that button, and I will catch you guys soon. Head over to my Love Island finale event if you guys would like to come on the 31st of July. I would appreciate it, even if you guys want to hang and chat. Tickets do go to charity, and we can watch the show together and just have a good time, a good moment. I would really appreciate that support. The link is in the bio below. It's the first link. I would really appreciate it. It's an Eventbrite page, and I reduced the tickets due to cost of living crisis. So when I announced this event last night, I made sure the tickets were low because everything is getting expensive, guys. Nando's is so expensive. A coffee is like £4. Like, travel is expensive. It is insane. Inflation, mortgage rates are rising. Everything is just so expensive, and it's just getting worse. So I thought, let me just reduce the tickets so that everybody can just come and enjoy. So I would really appreciate that as well from you guys. If any of you guys want to come, the link is definitely in the bio below. Let me know your thoughts when it comes to this, guys. Subscribe to the channel, click that button. It is daily and consistent content. Just one click to subscribe, and I'll catch you guys soon for another review.